Doug and Tanya are deserving of the Rising Star Award because I think I can honestly say Doug does more than any other 3 or 4 people put together. He's an established star, not just a rising star.
But I remember my dad always talking about the fact that you need to be able to give back in some way, shape, or form. So my early days, we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of time. And I had my hands and I could create things. And so we built sets for probably close to 10 years, if not more, for the Holly Ball.
Our project grew and grew every year, and he just kept rising to the task and had his whole crew there. He would bring his whole crew every night for a week. He would just donate the time for all of them.
I think what Doug has shown is that number one, he had an opportunity. He worked his way up and is grateful for the opportunities he had, which he earned, in my opinion. But people that go through that exercise seem to have a view of, gee, now I have some obligation to give back, and I really want to continue doing good by giving back for some of the wonderful opportunities I've had. And Doug had those opportunities. And that kind of attitude works so well with helping to meet the philanthropic needs of an organization like St. Cloud Hospital and CentraCare.
As we start to look at healthcare, we have one of the largest regional medical centers, and we have to be really proud of that fact of what's been, what I'll say the leaders that started CentraCare and the people that, even from the sisters in bringing St. Cloud Hospital to this point, they've given us a real guidepost for the last 100 years. But now it's our job to really take it to the next generation and the next century, and to be able to offer service, for the next generations.
We chose to sponsor the NICU because babies make people smile. You have to have babies to be the future generations. I was on bed rest with my second child for 9 weeks, and I could have possibly needed the NICU just as well as anybody else. And I think we really realized the impact that we could have on the future generations that way.
When we started our donor advice fund, I think somebody next to me thought I was a little bit crazy because of what I was committing to the St. Cloud Hospital to do. And I just told her, I said, trust in the fact that we're going to make a difference. And we're going to use this as a tool to help our kids understand what philanthropy and that benefit is. And so it is fun to, we sit down at the end of the year and we get the statement from CentraCare, and it says you've got X amount of dollars that the fund has put together. And the girls really now are kind of taking that next legacy and starting to understand they're making the decision where those dollars are going inside of CentraCare.
These are folks that have come into this community, grown up in the community, started an enterprise, grew it, developed, participated in the community through all the process. Have adapted their life. They've changed the size and scope of that business a couple times as they've evolved over the years. But they've always stayed involved in the community in a variety of ways. And this is what makes a city, a region grow and develop and get better and better. It's people like that taking leadership roles. This is Doug and Tanya personified.
Why is philanthropy so important to me? It really is that we can make a difference. We can make a difference in somebody's life, some family's life, or a community. And that's really, at the end of the day, what I want to be able to do is leave my legacy, my mark on the world that said we made a difference.